Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new standards of excellence.
Yes.
Say yes to engaging reportage with a difference.
Yes.
Introducing Yes International Magazine. The time to say yes to your dreams and aspirations is here.
Now, what has law not done for you? What would you have wanted law to do for you that it has not done?
A lot. I would have loved to be, some of us, we have this aluta in us. There are some things I would have loved to do. There are a lot of things going on in this country that sometimes can make one to go gaga. There are a lot of things, there are a lot of injustice, violation of people's rights. You see injustice walking naked on the streets of Nigeria. That you feel like, why don't you take just like a one-man show, what did they protest? Maybe you remove your shirt, you remove everything, and then walk around the street to show, for at least to demonstrate the effects most of this injustice is having on people. But as a lawyer, I cannot do that, and it's quite painful.
Interesting. Now, I need you to tell us about your first time in court, your first time ever in court as a counsel.
Well, funny, unfortunately for me, my first time in court was quite dramatic. Dramatic in the sense that I was fortunate to serve at the Federal Ministry of Justice in Abuja, and I think my first day in the office, I was posted to the Department of Civil Litigation, and as I was just sitting, the director then, who again happened to be the former, I mentioned his name some minutes ago, that's Chief Judge of Ondo State, Justice Kumoyi, happened then was the director of civil litigation. Just told me, gave me a file that I should go with him. I went to the office of the Honorable Minister of Justice, then Justice Chief Bolaige, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. I think that was 2001 during this onshore offshore case. And I remember that the next day we have to go. My first day in court was at Supreme Court. And to me, I find that so outstanding, because that's where you see all the creme de la creme of all the lawyers in Nigeria. You see the likes of Farrell Williams, the likes of just Bankole Oki, Kasumu, those that you only come across them by reading the law reports, and they were there, and you can see how so elated I am when the Farrell Williams leading the federal government even mentioned my name as one of the counsel. To me, that happened to be my first day. Then with that, no drama, because the only thing I did that day is just to rise up, take a bow, and sit down. But the first day I found myself in court alone to act as a counsel was in Enugu, Federal High Court in Enugu. And it was before one Justice Ajakaye, and I stood up for almost 5 minutes trying to talk. Nobody's hearing me, and it was a very funny day, really indeed. And good enough, the judge seemed to understand what is happening and was even trying to ask me some question. What is your name? If you are from where? And at the end of the day, he found out that one of his son happened to even be my classmate and classmate. And from there, things. But later he invited me and told me, "Oh, I think this is your first day in court, and it is always the usual thing." I think that's I decided to
No,
do that because the first one was not quite eventful, but the second one
all
was
right.
eventful.
All right. I need you to tell us your most memorable case that you have won as a lawyer.
Most memorable. Uh, I think it should be the one that involved Dr. Faseo Gani Adams, because if you remember 2006, 2007, 2008, they were during the Obasanjo administration. They were locked up in Abuja for about 11 months, I remember. And in this matter, it happened to be the one where the president even went on here to say they are going to be in detention until after the 2007 election, I want to believe. And even a lot of people has given up on their matter. But good enough. I won't say because I'm a good lawyer, that is why I found myself with the case, but because all the other lawyers coming, they are coming from Lagos, the likes of Chief Dioke Ajayi, Kiamu, Ganifa, I remember he came once or twice. But along the line, I just felt that there will be a way out for them. And because of that, we filed, I think in that matter, we filed about almost 4 different applications for bail in the same court. And in one of the applications, and that's why you can see I made reference to dictionary. One of the things that we want used to determine that matter is the issue of definition of treason and treasonable felony. Because when you mention that someone, maybe when you mention that one has committed treason, it must be that waging war against the government of Nigeria. But in the situation in the charge sheet, it's written that these fellows were waging war in one part of country. Then what in that case, the judge, that Justice Chikere, was invited to define to distinguish between waging war against the government of Nigeria or waging war in one part of country, which is Lagos State. And I anchored that to raise the issue that they must be discharged and acquitted, because the charge sheet is different from the what is called treasonable felony. And I was just maybe one of a young lawyer then that was even dictionary, even when I was even reading the definition dictionary. I remember the prosecutor was even laughing, and what happened to be a DPP, that's Director of Public Prosecution. But at the end of the day, the court granted them bail and then threw away the case in the entirety. So to me, and you know, with the fools, with the alabado, the noise that surrounds the whole case, it was so huge. And I remember after that case, a lot of people started calling, and most of my best friends now, it is you find out that it cannot be divorced from winning that matter. Why they call? Remember, everybody will just be calling. Oh, we want you to do this. We want you to do that. So,
All right.
I think the case really helped.
Now, I need you to tell us the most memorable case that you have lost.
Unfortunately, I have to think very well to remember the one that. Yes, I think one of the most memorable, I think, was in ECOWAS Court of Justice. And to me, it's quite an injustice, because this is the case. I won't like to, sometimes, because confidentiality of your clients, I won't really like to mention who exactly the client is, because it's someone who's well known. But because of the fact that 2 of the justices of the ECOWAS Court, we have in ECOWAS Court, most of the justices represent their individual country, members country. And maybe I want to believe that because unfortunately for us, 2 of the justices, they are civil law, they are from civil law jurisdiction. So all the
Okay.
presented, I want to believe they seem to reject it, and at the end of the day, very simple case, we lost that. And so I think it was quite painful. But as God we have it, the same matter was heard by our municipal court, that's in Abuja. And we got judgment for the client at the end of the day. But to me, it is quite
All
memorable.
right.
Because
Interesting.
quite memorable, quite rememberable.
All right. Now, what happens anytime you lose a case? How do you feel?
Well, we're all human. We're all human. You feel bad, but let's be sincere. You feel bad.
Okay. So, anytime you win a case, what do you normally do?
Well, let me make a confession. I want to believe that for anybody to win a case or to lose a case, you know, as at the, not that the matter will be judged the same day. You can even know what is happening. There's sometimes that when you win a matter, it's just having the feeling of deja vu, because the essence of even going before the court is that you know that this case is as good as being won. So once you won, not the issue of escasity that you are so excited. Wow, it is when you are surprised. So I'm always excited when I lost the case than winning the case, because winning the case is as if, oh, it's a foregone conclusion. I know we're going to win it. I must be sincere. That's what it is. But you have to celebrate with the client. You have to show some level of excitement. But deep down, I will know that, oh, but why are we here? Why should I defend this case when I know I'm not going to win it? So with winning it is as if, like I said, you have this feeling of deja vu. Yes, it is what is going to happen. It is when a case that you are not supposed to lose, you lose. That's when you feel so bad, you feel so excited in another wrong way, and you start querying and asking questions why this should be. And unfortunately, not all clients that we want you to go on appeal. So we say, oh, let's leave it. But sometimes on appeal, you'll find out that you still get the justice. But how many clients will be ready to wait for appeal in Nigeria? Particularly with
Interesting.
the snakes speed.
All right. Now, in your profession, one of the things that we get to hear about always is brief, brief, brief. What exactly does a brief mean?
Well, brief itself is more like a full fact, particulars of any case. For example, I think I like making an analogy and try to explain what things mean. For example, brief itself is the total package, total particulars, narratives of your case, and that is what that's to someone like you, that's layman, that is what briefs mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now, what should the lawyer do first after getting a brief?
After getting the brief, because I believe that it can be said that you've gotten a brief after you've accepted that I'm accepting this brief. And before you accept, you must have tried to find out first, try to check the collateral to mitigate whether there will be loss or not. And to your question quickly, and maybe because I'm sure some lawyers are listening to you, to discuss your fee too.
I like that. I like that. I like that. Now, one remarkable thing about Dr. Kayode Ajulo is his beautiful dress sense. What are the other things that stand you out?
Well, if I must speak for myself now, because I'm not that good in speaking for myself, and I think I do have asked some of the seniors, and they will tell me that it's the same thing. I can say so much about you now, but when it comes to, because knife is always very hard for knife to cut itself, and for me to I'm always at the loss. I don't really know what to say. But one thing I know that cannot be taken away from me is my passion. Whatever thing I lay my hands on, either maybe your profession as a lawyer, as a husband, as a father, as everything, that passion is there. If there is no passion, then I need not do anything. I need not even raise a finger. I think that one is what I know I can identify with myself. That I'm passionate in whatever thing I lay my hands on. The rest I may not be able to say, but that I know for.
All right. All right. Now that you have scratched the issue of your family, that's talking about a passionate father, a passionate husband. Can we meet your family?
Maybe because of the fact that I'm a Yoruba man, you cannot differ. One cannot totally divorce that from. You cannot divorce your culture, your tradition. I try as much as possible to let me say, to protect my family. I hardly like to discuss about them, but I must tell you that I'm a family man, and I have a very large family, very very large. Tell you.
When you say you have a large family, are you a polygamist? Because as an Anglican, I don't know whether the religion permits you to have more than one wife.
Uh, I think it would be nice. We shouldn't because I believe much has been given to the public about myself than to now give more. Then the question is that what is next to even protect? So that is why even my children, I'm even good enough. About one or two of them are watching this. They I can see a name or two. I think one is watching from Canada and one is watching from Abuja, and they know themselves, and I'm sure they'll be so proud that they are watching us. But to now go deep into who they are to identify, there should be some confidentiality. So please,
Uh,
much has been given
all right.
to see.
All right. As His Lordship pleases. All right. Now, you're also interested in politics.
Yeah.
Why is it so?
Well, one thing we need to know is this: we can't divorce man from politics, not man, an animal, because even in animal kingdom, you will see that once you are living being, you can identify your interests and you can identify yourself. That's the beginning of politics. Politics itself is interest. Once you take interest away, there's nothing you can call politics again. So, and again, like I told you, I've been passionate in whatever I'm doing. So in whatever I lay my hands on, so as long as I remain human, you be passionate about the interest and what you get and what others are getting, and who get what, how, when. It is compulsory. And I must say this: I need someone to come out to tell me that I'm not a politician. I will point out to him where his politics starts from. We are politicians. It now depends on where we are, in what way, whether we are. I think the best way to say that active politician and passive politician. And recently, I even tried to identify this again, because having served as National Secretary of Labour Party, I realized that there are some politicians who are professional politicians, and there are politicians who are professional in politics. It's two different ways. Professional politicians, and there are politicians like Leonard Babatunde Ogala. You can't say he's a professional politician, having been a member of a ranking member of the Lagos State House of Assembly. But despite that, he's someone that you can so identify as professional in politics, because throughout his sojourn in politics, taking the seat, elective posts, you can't. Once I think I know him more of a lawyer than a politician, whereas he has sojourned through ranks and file of politics. Even I think his last engagement happened to be the national legal advisor political party. So we have some people who you can see and to say, oh, these are professional politicians. Mind you, I started with the fact that we're all politicians, but some are more active than others. So that's why you have passive politicians and you have active one. Like the likes of my father, my mom. My mom is one of those you can call passive politician. She will tell you she will never be a politician, but any news she want to discuss the news with me, She wants to make her opinion known in the news. I know that most of these opinions are formed by your interests. So once you have opinion on any issue, you know that of course you already start that's where your politics starts from. Because you tell you, oh, why this one is this, why that. Once you start asking that, you can't divorce that from your personal, what you feel personally. So anytime I call her, you are a politician, I say, God forbid, I say, oh, you are deceiving yourself. I think maybe it depends on the way and manner, the attitude of people to politics. We're all politicians. And when I try my hands on that, it is part of what I've been doing for years. Many people may not know this. I was a branch secretary of a union, even at the very tender age of 16, 17. And in university, from my first year in the university, starting as a class rep, as student representatives, then to be a treasurer, to be secretary of social of the school, then to be an interim secretary as general secretary of the student union. All those were one has been in, and even getting to the law school, you find yourself as a student representative, representing the council. Then from there till serving, maybe you're applying your trade as a lawyer, till today. Politics will continue to be, except you don't really like yourself. That's why you'll be in politics. And funny enough, I do say this: matrimonial politics is much greater than all the politics we are talking about. And many people may not want to understand that, and that's why sometimes recently once I see someone doing great in politics, I try to find out, are you from polygamous home or from the other side? Because the real politics starts from there. To have the attention of your father, to have attention of your mother, to have attention of people alone, as you started gradually, politics starts from there. But many people will tell you today they are not politicians, whereas they are even
They
niggas.
are. Interesting. So what is Dr. Kayode Ajulo's definition of politics?
My definition of politics is as simple as this: interest. Just when you peddle interest, when you talk of interest. And that is why, mind you, I told you, not only women that play politics. There was a time that I used to have dog. Even in the house, if you pay attention to one dog to another, you see the way they will be rolling around. They will try to show that I'm available. And funny enough, I must be sincere, politics seem to be part of the innate thing that it is particularly with women. Because recently I have a baby, I have a young child, which I remember each time I'm speaking with his mom, as tender age of 6 months old, you see her screaming and crying. And then you will ask, how manage this young child that can't even identify his environment? We know that his attention is not given to him. And that's why you see the way we shout it. That is beginning of politics. So it's like even if I have my way, if I'm one of the drafters of the constitution, politicking must be part of fundamental human rights of women.
Interesting. So what is your take on Nigeria currently?
Oh, we are going to where I've been trying to. Well, the way as it is now, except we deceive ourselves, situation in Nigeria is quite unfortunate. How we arrive at this point is something that disturbed me. And recently, I try as much, for me, because of my nature, I told you I'm always very passionate. I've tried as much as possible not to discuss Nigerian situation, because it affects, it can make, it can, if you think of that too much, one may end up in psychiatry home, because you ask yourself, why the essence of this? The situation is so wrong, so bad. Are we going to start from the security? Security, of course. I was granting interview recently. I told someone something that I remember as a young man coming back from school when I was in primary school, elementary school. I like listening to news, and because there's a way Yorubas, when you are listening to Yoruba, the way they'll be talking about bomb blasts in Lebanon, in Samaria, in Egypt. It is something that I went with to greatest respect to whosoever, whose us may be God. To me, it's more entertaining than nobody ever believed you can even fight it within your shore. But now the reality is now that is even within your vicinity. Even if you may not even know, maybe your neighbor is this or that. It's so bad. So it is something that needs that call for sober reflection. It's something that one needs to ask himself, how do we get out of this lockdown? Because that's another problem. Yes, the situation is there. The reality has really set in that we are having issues. Then another problem is to now think to forecast when this issue will be over. Is this something that has come to stay with us forever or not? That is another thing I believe people need to be talking about.
All right. So, what is your philosophy of life?
Well, my philosophy of life has a different dimension. It depends on maybe if you're talking of your profession here, you have a philosophy on that. About your family, you have entire philosophy. Even about trying to be when it comes to giving charity, that philosophy itself. But one thing I believe is this, that is so clear: no man is an island. You need people around you. Even to be great, you need people to do anything. And I think that's why because I must be sincere, I practice socialism, and that's the essence of socialism. You can't stand alone. You need people. And maybe because I'm a man of faith, I believe that what you do, if you do good to others, good will continue to go around you, continue to even run after you, and continue to woo you every time. I think for that question, I think that will that
All
will.
right. All right. Let me take the final question. Away from work, what keeps you busy and engaged? I mean, when you're not practicing law, when you're not going to the court, when you're not in your chamber, what are the things you spend your time doing?
What I spend my time doing much is thinking and writing. Thinking and writing. Except there's no issue. You find yourself writing. Like it will not be live if I should say this, I write every day. Now, but the courage to send it out is another thing. But every day, no matter how, you must write. You must think, and thinking. If, I may not know why. I may not know for others. It's so. I mean, new things, new perspectives, new things coming in every time. You quickly put your pen. You'll be surprised sometimes. I will have written over maybe 12 pages before I realize what am I doing. And you said that now the question will not be, should I discuss this? Should I now send it in, maybe to be put in the proper form? But I think that those are the things that I can't find. I won't deceive you that I won't tell you I play golf, which everybody they are doing now. But I think what you find yourself doing without even having the time, without all those hobbies, when there's no time, you get yourself busy. But you know what you are addicted to? I'm addicted to thinking and addicted to writing.
Interesting. So it's on that note that I'd like to bring this session to a close. Once again, I would like to appreciate you for your time, for your thoughts and everything. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you. I'm very grateful.
I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. And to all those who made out time to join us, thank you very much. Now, I want to ask all our followers to please watch our YouTube channel. Is the YesNG TV, THEYESCV. Please make sure that you join us. Thank you very much.